public hearing. It's been made and seconded, public hearing open. All those in favor? And that's unanimous. Here to talk about the ballot articles for the March town meeting. That's Article 3 through 11, I believe. I'll read each article and open it for discussion. Article 3, proceed with voting by secret ballot. On the following questions, shall the town raise and appropriate the sum of $142,052 to support the recreation department? Any discussion? Mary?
Do I need to stand?
No. It would be nice, but you
Okay.
don't need to.
Well, I can.
No.
Okay. Listen, it's just a point. I do support the recreation budget, but I'm looking at the numbers from last year of $155,000. Then I look at the number of actual spent, $120,000. So to me, that says $35,000 is lapsed into the reserve account per the warrant article, the forever article. And I think that that's excessive. This board has historically talked about limiting the amount of money that lapses into the reserve account. And this particular department, if you go back and you look over the past 4+ years, more than $20,000 has lapsed in every year into the reserve account. I actually would like to see the board come closer to having actual numbers. You know, a $10,000 lapse, a $5,000 lapse, but $20,000, it says to me, you didn't need the money that was in your budget that you proposed. And if you put it in your budget, then spend it. So, you know, it's just a point I want to make. I just feel like it's, you know, that there is a lot of extra money there, apparently, because they're not spending it. And I do realize there was a change in administration, which I have accounted for at about $15,000 or so. But that still would lapse $20,000 into the reserve account. So.
Beautiful. Mr. Ketchum.
Just to comment a little bit on that, but we actually looked at the levels of the reserve over the years and how much money they had remaining, how much money we were requesting to offset taxes. Last year it was 75, the previous year it was 75. We moved it up to, actually we had moved it up fairly high because it was up to $95,000 our initial request, and then after discussion with the rec committee, we moved it back down. And the reason for that is they were uncertain about the future. And we essentially accepted the increase of $5,000 rather than the $20,000 that I had originally proposed when we looked at. You'll also notice that there is a decrease in the request for next year, due in large part to change of administration. So, appreciate your comment, I certainly do. And we actually, if you'll notice, the actuals are there for a reason, just to let you know the differences between the two. Yeah.
Can I speak?
Comments? Yes.
So yeah, I do appreciate the actuals being there because it tells me, and I actually, having been part of town government here, I do know what those numbers are. But I still see that this number is high. If I added 15,000 on there with that other person, that's 157. That doesn't fall far from where we actually already were, you know, at the budget of 155. So it's just, I do support recreation. I would like to see the numbers come in more actual than they seem to be overinflated apparently because they're only spending 120.
I have a comment.
Yes.
You said that, I guess I agree with you to a degree, but on the other hand, if there is excess money in the account, I just soon see it lapse into the general fund as opposed to spending it, as you said, which, you know, I don't, if we're doing some reviews in the coming year about trying to get the funds, you know, a lot closer to actual, but we don't want to fall into a situation where, gee, I've got $20,000 left in my budget in December and I better spend it or I'll lose it next year. You know, we don't want that kind of budget spending, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
So that money doesn't lapse into the general fund, it goes into the recreation reserve
Yeah.
account per the forever article.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying, but you're creating like a bank account for the town with that money. We're not asking you to save our money. When you ask for those monies to be raised and appropriated for, we're assuming that those monies are needed to run the department and that there isn't that amount of extra money in that budget to lapse and to grow in a reserve account. Because I know those reserve accounts aren't getting a lot of interest. I would rather see it, stay in the town's undesignated fund.
This point is well taken.
I got it.
Any more discussion on Article 3? Seeing none, Article 4. To proceed with voting by secret ballot on the following question, shall the town raise and appropriate the sum of $532 to support the library budget? Any discussion on that article? Article 4. Yes.
I'm Barbara Allen. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of the library, and I would like to recommend strongly that this article pass, and I feel, as all of us do on the trustees, that the library is a very valuable resource for the town and a great bargain for the citizens of Belgrade because of all the services it provides. And I would just like to encourage the town to continue to support the library to the fullest extent possible.
Anyone else?
Can I just make a point?
Mary?
Yes. So this is what I'm speaking about. Consistently, you can look at Article 4 is what I'm talking about. And this department stays in line with their budget. You see very little lapse into the reserve account. They're watching their dollars to the penny. And that's what I would like to see in Article 3 happen.
Point taken.
Okay?
Any more discussion? Article 4. Article 5. Shall the town raise and appropriate the additional sum of $20,990 to provide for a full-time librarian and to increase the number of hours in the library, the library is open to the public? Any discussion on Article 5?
I have a thing on the way the article's written. It should be, I think, the same as Article 4, to proceed with voting by secret ballot on the following question. It's not there. All the others say that,
Yeah.
this article doesn't.
It's just a,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. Any more discussion? Yes.
Barbara Allen again, member of the library board. The reason that we have asked for this sum is to open the library for another day and to increase the hours of the librarian to reflect the full-time job that the library of the town of Belgrade requires. And there are a number of regular meetings, and there are a lot of public programs that are done outside of the regular library hours. And so we feel that in order for the library to grow, in order to continue offering the programs that we are offering now, that it is vital for the library position to become full-time.
Okay. More discussion? Mr. Rice?
This really is directed at the reporting. I guess, in the newspaper since they're here, which I know they listen to the reporting, but I agree, we have a fantastic library, and I just want to point out the fact that the voters should do their own research to just justify what my assumptions are based on Article 5, vote Article 5. First off, the town pays $1 for a brand new building provided by the Friends Library. They pay for heat, electric, cleaning, landscaping, insurance, plowing, all building repairs, etc. This cost is approximately $12,000 per year, which is raised through fundraising by the Friends of the Library. The thing that I would like to point out to the voters is, you should go online and check out China, which has a population of 2010. It was 4,328 people. And you should check out, and that's a lake community, and you should check out Reedfield, which has a population in 2010, 2,598, which is a tad smaller than Belgrade. And these, you can go on there, check out their library budget and hours of operation. That way, you can see for yourself exactly my concerns of why this should not be made a full-time position with extended hours. That's all I have to say.
Any more discussion? Yes.
The Board of Trustees of the Library will also present figures that we will put before the voters of the town of Belgrade in order to show them what a good value the library is and how important it is to the town.
Okay, remember, this is secret ballot articles that we're talking about.
Yep.
Okay. Any more discussion? Yes.
Just to point out, there were 2 letters that were sent to me today that we put on your desk.
Yep.
Okay. From the Friends of the Library co-chairs, I think it is.
I can read those if you'd like.
Please do.
Who said please do? Oh, okay. Human may concern, I will not be attending the meeting tonight due to storm, so I wanted to address a couple of my concerns. Upon listening to the audio of the last meeting, the comment regarding the Friends not attending the meeting must mean that we don't support the library article is not true. We did not as a group voice an opinion, we stayed neutral. Also, none of our board knew that we needed to be at the meeting and was never informed that we should be. A simple phone call or email could have been done. As Linda said, we work hard to make enough money to maintain the library with a small amount of people. If the town had to pay for this, the budget would be a lot higher than it is now. Thank you for doing the hard job that you have to do for your support of the Friends. Cheryl Cook, co-president. Second letter from Linda Sprague, to whom it may concern. Due to my family medical emergency, I need to be away and unable to attend tonight's meeting. I just wanted to make clear my thoughts on a few points. No one of the Friends were aware of the meeting last Wednesday night, nor did we get any notification that we were supposed to attend. Our absence did not mean that we were opposed to the librarian's salary. The Friends are a separate group and did not come under the town. Our officers do not have to be sworn in by the town. The attendance at our meetings is small in comparison to the number of people who pay dues. We can call on them to help when we need extra hands for our fundraisers. For this reason, we choose to stay neutral on this matter because there is no way we can speak fairly for the entire membership. We appreciate all the support the town gives us, and as most of you know, we do work hard to support the maintenance of that building. I wish you well as you strive to resolve the matter. These are my thoughts alone and do not reflect that of the group. Sincerely, Linda Sprague, co-president. Those are the 2 letters that were submitted. Any more discussion on Article 5? Yes. Howard.
I guess I'd just, since the discussion is going on here, would ask the library whether or not any consideration has been ever given to fee-for-services type of a structure. If you feel like you're growing and there's a growing demand for services, would a nominal fee for supporting some of those services be appropriate, or have you ever looked into that?
If we choose to do that, then we're no longer considered a public library, and we no longer qualify for many of the financial and resource support through the state and the federal government, which would thereby actually increase the budget from the town.
So if there are any fee for services?
For local residents, yes.
Huh.
We do charge the nominal fee for non-residents because they're not taxpayers that come into the town. But there are guidelines for exactly what qualifies as a public library. And if you're charging to use the library, then you, at some point, it gets so that you're no longer considered a public library and you're no longer entitled to some of the services provided, such as the free internet through the Maine State Library, such as the databases, the Marvel databases, which is 42 different databases that we have access to free of charge, the professional development, the resources available through the Maine State Library, the consultants, all of that we release, as well as some of the funding that we get through the Institute of Museum and Library Services at the federal level, and some additional financial aid that we get through the state level.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll move on to Article 6. To proceed with the voting by secret ballot on the following question: shall the town raise and appropriate the sum of $1,500 to support the hospice volunteers of Waterville area? Any discussion on Article 6? Ms. Vogel?
Is there a representative here? Okay, were they notified? Were the reps notified?
No, but they were here when we did
The
the,
actual article.
this is just Wolfman as a public hearing.
No, I know, but this is the only opportunity for the public to ask them questions, so historically, they have been in attendance. Okay, and I know this person's actually local, but I was just curious as to how many people use that resource here in Belgrade this year.
Articles, any more discussion on Article 6? Article 7, proceed with voting by secret ballot on the following question: shall the town raise and appropriate the sum of $2,073 to support Central Maine Area on Aging, aka Spectrum Generations? Any discussion on Article 7? No discussion on Article 7. Article 8, to proceed with the voting by the secret ballot on the following question: shall the town raise and appropriate the sum of $1,000 to support literacy volunteers? Any discussion on Article 8? Seeing none, we'll move on to Article 9. To proceed with the voting by secret ballot on the following question: shall the town raise and appropriate $40,000 for lake water quality programs, including erosion control and invasive plant milfoil prevention and removal, operated by the following nonprofit organizations: Belgrade Lakes Association, Great Pond Milfoil Removal, Belgrade Regional Conservation Alliance, Courtesy Boat Inspection, Youth Conservation Corps, Friends of Messalonsky Belgrade Stream Milfoil Removal. And I should have probably read the numbers at $16,000 for the first, $8,400 for the second, $13,100 for the stream milfoil removal, McGrath Pond Salmon Lake Association Courtesy Boat Inspection, and Youth Conservation Corps. Portalet, that's $2,500. Total was $40,000. Any discussion on Article 9? Ms. Vogel?
I'm sorry, I have questions.
That's what we're here for.
So in 2015, actually, the board did put forward the excise tax to reduce that article. And I'm just curious as if that was given a thought this year. I mean, every little bit helps,
These
and
were
given the
all-
budget.
These were all done by petitions. Every one of them were done by petitions.
Okay,
So they came in with petitions with the proper number of signatures,
Right.
goes on the ballot.
Right, and in the 2015 warrant, the board took it upon themselves to reduce that by the $82.50 in excise
I don't
tax.
think we did on this one.
Yeah, you did.
No, I mean on this one.
No, we didn't on.
No,
We did not on
no,
this
you
one.
didn't on this one, but is there any reason why you didn't do that? It was a perfect opportunity, even if it's only $82.50. The excise tax of $8,000, I know where it
It's
is.
basically a wash, man.
Well, it reduces the amount that you have to raise and appropriate,
Because the
so,
excise tax then becomes available for other town monies.
Yeah.
it goes into
It's
the,
it's a wash, basically.
okay, all right, let it go.
And since
But
the town
it
came
just
that way, we wanted to-
historically, it was money
You're right,
that,
Howard, it is a wash.
okay,
Denny?
There's 50% of the excise tax goes into the revenues
I
to
know.
reduce that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Is this the time I ought to ask you a question that I asked you last night about the taxes on each property? Any
I'm sorry.
On the BCRA up in, remember I told you about New Sharon, how much they paid for?
Oh, you,
I
you
mean,
think it's relevant? I guess.
well, no, I
Yeah,
don't,
yeah,
is it, is it one of these groups, I guess, is what I'm asking. The second one, Belgrade Regional Conservation. Corps.
Yeah.
Can I ask him a question? I was coming through on the internet the other day, looking at some of your stuff that you guys pay taxes on.
Yes.
I happened to notice New Sharon, you pay like $73,000 for property up there on taxes. Does any of this money that the town raises go towards paying those taxes?
No. This all goes to these programs. So the 8,000 that BRCA gets all goes to Youth Conservation Corps and the courtesy boat inspectors.
Okay, that was, I got
Yeah.
reading that, going, holy smokes, are we paying for other town?
We've used our membership money to pay for the taxes that we pay the towns. And it's, that figure sounds large. We do pay taxes in New Sharon, but I think it's closer to about 1,000 a year. And we do,
I thought it was,
That's the assessed value.
what it?
I think that's his.
Oh, maybe why, maybe that was assessed value, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
but we like to put it in open space and pay something to the towns because we appreciate, you
But
know,
you're
having.
non-profit, so why do you have to pay tax?
We don't, but our board chose to do that many years ago just to have a good relationship with the town and not, you
Okay,
know,
that
because
was-
of all the issues that have come up in the last year or two, so.
I just get sometimes digging a little bit to see what's going on around the other areas, and that came out, and I ran it by Denny after the meeting last night.
Yep, anytime you have a question,
Nope.
yep,
I
thank
know
you.
how to call you.
Yep,
Thank you.
thank you.
Any more discussion on Article 9? Seeing none, Article 10, proceed with the voting.
I would like to.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Barbara Allen, Belgrade resident since 1989, and several-time president of the McGraw Pond Salmon Lake Association over the years. And I would just like to go on record as encouraging the voters of the town to support this bill, because the lakes and the health of the lakes are vital to the economic well-being as well as the quality of life of the Belgrade region.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll go on to Article 10. Proceed with voting by secret ballot for the following special request. So the town raise and appropriate the sum of $4,500 to support the Belgrade Lakes Region Business Group's 4th of July fireworks with a set rain date of July 5th. Any discussion on Article 10? Seeing none, we'll go to Article 11, proceed with voting by secret ballot the following special request. So the town raise and appropriate the sum of $1,116.50 to support the Sexual Assault Crisis and Support Center. Any discussion on Article 11? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing. We have a motion and second.
Do we have to do Article 51 now?
We're going into a, yeah. I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and second, we cease the open public hearing, all those in favor? Need a motion to go back into and a second to go into the select board meeting, moved and seconded, all those in favor? We're now in select board meeting. The first item under the select board meeting is the LD1 article. You have a packet on your desk with all the information on LD1. And it's an Article 51 to see if the town will vote to increase the property tax levy limit of $1,402,679 established for Belgrade by state law in the event that the municipal budget approved under the preceding articles will result in a tax commitment that is greater than the property tax levy limit. We've been through LD1 before. Move and second, we approve Article 51 and have it. Is there any more discussion on that? All those in favor? Unanimous. LD1 is done. Item C is the Guptal Historical Trust Fund article, and that is a result of Howard. Oh, it's over there. Yeah. Howard is the one that did this. Guilty. That comes in as Article 43. To see if the town will make available to the principal of the Belgrade Central School the interest in the amount of $284 in the Robert A. Guptal Historical Fund for the promotion and appreciation of history. Do I get a motion to accept that? Move and a second. Move and second, we accept that. Is there any discussion? Yes,
It's
Howard.
picky, I'm sorry, Melanie, if I didn't get this. They do have a committee over there, just like they have a Stevens committee. So available to the Robert Guptal Committee at Belgrade Central School rather than the principal, I think would be appropriate.
I pulled the actual article that was handed to us, and it says it goes directly to the principal. That's why I did it that way. And it has a lot of other specifications as well, like who the committee was and who can be a member of the committee. So that's why I worded it the way I did.
Any more discussion? Did anybody call the principal to see if that's, in other words, I understand what you're saying.
She has established a committee, and
Yeah.
the trust originally had a,
Now, it
Have a
may
board.
also be that she's the only one that can accept money over there.
You want me to go, I know where it is, you want me to go get it and read it?
there are two,
No, 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 no.
what are you referring to, Mel? Are you referring to the trust article, or are you referring to a previous article in town report?
No, the actual trust article, when it was donated.
When it was set up.
Right, what it was set out for.
Okay.
Is what I pulled before I wrote that
It's
today.
the original, the reason for the original donation of how it was set up.
Okay, I guess we can leave it the way it is right now.
If it needs to be changed, we can bring it back, we'll have one meeting, I think.
I don't think that this issue merits any more concern. We can address it in the future.
Any more discussion? Can I get a motion? We have a motion to accept it, we have discussion, all those in favor? And it's accepted. We have one more item.
How about recommending, you gotta do that?
Yeah, recommending. Recommending from the, let me get my head on straight here. All those recommending this article on select board, that's 5. All those recommending the article
Budget committee.
on the, and that's 3
3
and
and
2
3.
absent?
3 and 3.
3 and 3 absent. The only thing we have left to do is sign the warrant.
Do we have to recommend Article 51?
Yeah,
We did that already.
do we not, or do we?
Yeah, it has done, it's been done in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, select board, Article 51, those recommending, 5-0, and,
I don't think the budget committee has.
budget committee, you weigh in on that at
I
all?
don't think so.
Then we're done with that.
We haven't done with
I don't know.
it.
We're always on that.
It's been quite a few years since we
Yeah.
had to do it.
We probably should have.
We want to thank you, brave souls, for coming out tonight for the public meeting. There's few of you, but you're mighty, so. Just, we're passing around the signature to the warrant. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Can I just a minute, you know, I guess tonight's night I want to say something.
All right.
I just, you know, really bugs me. We're representing really 14% people's tax bill, right here. That's all us board members can take care of, as it was last year. School board is what, 70, school was 75%, counties 11%. And here we are, we nickel and dime, we try our darndest, and we still get slapped in the face, you know? I don't know, it really bothers me. I come in here and I think, oh boy, what are we gonna do? We gotta keep the taxes down. This is the only thing we have control of. And I just want to thank you guys, and it's not that we're trying to be disrespectful or anything like that, but that's the only part that we can control on your tax dollars. So that's why there's a lot of changes goes on and a lot of discussion on articles. I mean, we've talked and talked and talked about articles. But I want to thank you people for supporting us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ricky, that sounded great. And is appreciated by all of us.
You already signed this?
Now, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
You made one? I'll second it.
And it's moved and secondly adjourned, all those in favor, we are done for the night. Drive real, Karen.
I